Class 3 Chapter 5. The Consumer Behavior Model of Tourist Behavior Part 1. The second approach derives from a more academic mode of inquiry which disregards the specific problems of tourism organization and seeks to develop a more explicit, scientific and systematic way of conceptualizing tourism behavior which puts more emphasis on explaining behavior rather than mainly describing it. The basic model of tourist behavior was adapted from models for consumer behavior which had been developed in marketing theory since the late 1950s and have continued to be the basis of standard marketing literature ever since. The models applied ideas drawn from sociology, anthropology and psychology in an attempt to understand how people make consumer choices. Tourist behavior was seen as a complex form of consumption influenced at the aggregate level by many social, economic and political variables, and at the individual's level, by a whole range of psychological, social and cultural factors. The models made two main assumptions: that tourism choice could be conceptualized as a temporal process which could be broken down for analysis into distinctive sequential stages, and that the influence on the consumer involved in the process could be systematically studied in ways which would ultimately allow scientists to understand and even predict the outcome of their purchase decisions. The model thus focused on the characteristics of the decision process and the characteristics of the decision maker/consumer. The tourism decision sequence. The model is based on the assumptions that, if the stages which lead to tourist decisions can be identified, and the people involved at each stage can also be identified, then it will be possible for tourism organizations to provide information to affect them, for example, by having promotional materials available at right time and place, by locating distribution points such as travel agents or tourist information at centers' appropriate locations, etc. The consumer behavior model sees consumption as a temporal decision sequence, consisting of the following steps. 1. Immediately after taking decision, especially expensive ones, customers often still feel unsure of their choice, a phenomenon known as post-decisional cognitive dissonance, and look for support to confirm their choice. Tourism agencies can help to provide support with additional literature and by generally staying in touch with customers after the bookings. 2. After this comes the trip anticipation phase, which can be increasingly excited and often occasions of intense activity, reading up about the destination, buying clothes, sunglasses, or other accessories, and again the tourism organization may contribute to this with cross-selling opportunities, for example, offering guidebooks, special offers, etc. 3. Travel to a destination can also be an opportunity for influence by tourism marketers, for example, through on-ferry videos of destination features, in-flight magazines offering ideas for the trip, duty-free sales and other kinds of retail, etc. 4. The experience itself is primarily influenced by good service and fulfilling the expectations of the customer. 5. Travel from the destinations tends to be a dead phase during which the tourist is overspent, still recovering from the final night party and anxious to be home. The main contributions the organization can make is to ensure the return journey is as quick and painless as possible. 6. The post-trip evaluation happens a few days of return, sometimes invoked by satisfaction questionnaires administered by the tourism organization at the end of the trip, before people are assimilated into the routines of everyday life again, and only becomes a major issue for tourism organization if things have gone wrong and complaints or claims for compensation are imminent. 7. The retrospect may extend for months, if not years, in the form, for example, of keeping photographs, mementos, etc. And it is here that organizations may create future business through relationship marketing program with former customers on their database, by invitations to reunion parties, and through privilege offers on new holiday products which create. 8. Repeat purchase.